If you've been waiting for me to do a review of Wave 2 of the Star Wars New Hope Retro Collection line, then that wait is over. Hey Star Wars fans, welcome back to another video from All Things Star Wars Considered. As always, I'm your host Doug, and today we're going to take a look at Wave 2 of a New Hope retro collection line of figures. Now, obviously about a month or so ago, I did a review and I told a little story about how I acquired Wave 1. At the time, I had mentioned that was it a possible sin? Because instead of just getting in my car and driving from Target to Target, I actually called ahead. I actually found a complete set in Swansea, Massachusetts. The guy held the Han Solo for me and I jumped in my car, raced up there, and when I got up there, lo and behold, obviously he had saved the Solo for me, but the Luke, Chewie, Vader, Stormtrooper, Princess Leia, they were all there as well, and I picked the whole setup. I'd ask you guys if you thought I was committing a sin by calling ahead, and you guys were cool and absolved me of that sin and said there was no harm, no foul. So eventually, I kept wanting them to put out Wave 2, you know, because there were 12 figures, and to put out 6, you kind of feel like you've only put out a half a set of figures. So Hasbro obviously heard the collectors, and a couple of years later they put out Wave 2, and that was the Jawa, the Tuscan Raider, the Death Squad Commander, ObiWan Kenobi, and the 2 droids, R2-D2 and C-3PO. And I pre-ordered that from Hasbro Pulse. I think I paid somewhere around maybe $72.99 or something around there. With tax and shipping, it ended up being somewhere around $80. But I was thrilled to get it. And it's been in my collection ever since. I think that came out in 2022. So I have it. We're going to do an unboxing and a review of those figures. And that is all coming up next. So stick around for that. Okay, and let's get into this. Now, here's the box. And, of course, we have the retro collection little emblem there. We have the Star Wars logo. No double racetrack piping around the outer edge of the box, and no Luke and Leia Hildebrandt. But we do have the Kenner logo in the bottom right-hand corner. In the upper left-hand corner, we have the choking hazard. Small parts, not for children under 3 years old. Obviously 4+. And then in the bottom left-hand corner, we have VAC metal finish. Now that's a big to-do because Hasbro had kind of done away with any type of VAC metal. So they were reintroducing that back into the line because they had stopped doing it. And of course we have the photo of all 6 characters. We have the Tuscan Raider, the Jawa, the Death Squad Commander, Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi, and of course the 2 droids, R2-D2 and C-3PO. Now, let's flip this down. And what we have here is we have the Star Wars logo, and now we have the Luke and Leia Hildebrandt. And then we have a couple of photos, well, 6 photos of all 6 characters. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi, R2-D2, C-3PO, the Jawa, the Tuscan Raider, and the Death Squad Commander. And very nicely done. Now we flip this way, we have the same image on the back of the box as we did on the front. The only difference being is now this warning is in a foreign language. So we're not going to labor on that too much. We will go to this end of the box. This just has the Star Wars logo with the Luke and Leia Hildebrandt. We're going to go to the other end of the box. Same thing. We have some writing, and this shows you the date on it, which is 2022. The bottom of the box has a bunch of writing. Obviously, the Star Wars logo with the Luke and Leia Hildebrandt, and it says small parts. Includes 6 figures and 4 accessories. So there you have it. So without further ado, let's crack this open and take a look at the figures inside. Okay, let's get into this box. Now obviously you know the drill. I have removed the tape. So there's the 6 figures, and I'm going to try to pull them out nice and neatly so I don't end up happening to me what happened with the Return of the Jedi wave. Those all just came crashing out of the box. Now, initial first reactions. I can feel that the cardstock is still flimsy. The initial first wave of New Hope figures, that was flimsy. But what I am noticing, though, is that the bubbles have changed. The bubbles are bigger. They don't feel as thin. The original bubbles on the first wave of New Hope figures were thin, and the figures felt smashed in there. So the first figure out of the box is the Death Squad Commander. And you notice I said Death Squad Commander. There is no Star Destroyer Commander. And I am thrilled for that, because I always hated that Kenner got all PC and it's like, oh, we can't call him the Death Squad Commander. Why not? So initial first reactions is we have the teal name pill and the teal backer. Of course, we have the Star Wars logo with the double racetrack piping around the outer edge of the card. Luke and Leia Hildebrandt. Warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years old. And that's obviously because he has the E11 blaster. Now, of course, we have the sticker and the Kenner logo. It's unpunched, and I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Unpunched, sorry. And, yeah, looks great. This was never an exciting figure, but, you know, part of the original 12. So, you know, this started the whole thing off. Of course, we have this weathering around the outer edge of the card. Not a fan. It doesn't seem as bad as it did on the Return of the Jedi box set. Seems a little bit more subdued. And before we move on, let's just bring in his counterpart from the original line. Of course, I have mine on a Return of the Jedi card back, and you can see they've already made the change. Star Destroyer Commander. Not a fan. But you can see the image is the same. Obviously, this one's a little bit more washed out. This is a little bit more vibrant. But the same image, Kenner logo, and, you know, looks great. So, yeah, I'm very happy with that. Even though it's not the most exciting figure, it's still part of the original 12 and looks great. So let's add him to the backdrop. Now, the next figure, and let's try not to knock any of these over, is... Oh, and I am knocking him over. Okay, the next figure is Ben, ObiWan Kenobi. And he's the white-haired version. Obviously, throughout the run, Obi-Wan's hair changed quite a few times. It was gray, it was white, it was dark gray. So they chose to go with white hair, and I think that's the original color that it was right out of the gate. So the figure looks great. He's got the yellow backer and the yellow name pill, Ben ObiWan Kenobi. And something about the cape on this, I don't know. It just seems like it's too big. But, you know, without pulling him off the bubble, it'll be kind of hard to see. Of course, he's got the telescoping lightsaber, and he's unpunched. Oh, and we didn't even go into the back. I guess it doesn't matter, because we can go into the back at any one of these. They're all the same. So we have the Retro Collection, Ben ObiWan Kenobi, Tuscan Raider, R2-D2, Death Squad Commander, C-3PO, and the Jawa. And quickly it says, the Star Wars Retro Collection is inspired by 1970s Star Wars figures and features original figure design and detailing. Continue your collection from the galaxy far, far away. And of course, they got the Star Wars logo, double racetrack piping around the writing here, and the Luke and Leia Hildebrandt. And we're not going to go any further with that, because it's the same on all. So it doesn't matter if I did it on the first figure or the sixth figure. It's all the same. So let's bring in our next character, and that is going to be the Tuscan Raider. Now, you notice it says the Tuscan Raider. Now, I also have one of my originals from back in the day. Of course, it's on an Empire Strikes Back card back. But if you notice, it says Sand People. This one says Tuscan Raider. This one says Sand People. I want to say that when this figure came out on the New Hope card back, it did say Tuscan Raider, and then as they went over, when they went to the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, it switched over to Sand People. So, yeah, the image looks great. You know, obviously this one's vibrant. This one's a little bit more washed out, a little bit more matte. This seems a little bit more to the gloss, but still, nevertheless, looks great. Let's pull him out of here. Now, what I was going to say is that something is different within the silver detailings in the face. The eyes, the tusks, the teeth. Something just looks a little off. I mean, the rest of the figure looks great. You know, he's got the brown bandoliers. He's got his signature gaffy stick. The vinyl cape looks good. The molding looks good on the figure, but just something a little bit off in that silver detailing. Can't quite put my finger on it. I think it's just overdone. All right, so let's put him to our backdrop. All right, now the next figure is C-3PO. And let's bring in the Goldenrod, the protocol droid. What I did notice is that this backing and name pill, I want to say was like a deep blue, and this is purple. So this is off. Not quite sure. I mean, you have all this reference material. Why would you change it? I mean, I guess it's not a huge deal, but if you're going to make a retro collection line of figures, why wouldn't you make it blue instead of purple? But having this, let's dismiss that. The figure itself looks great. This chrome detailing, this vac metal, as they call it, it has returned, and they did a great job on this figure. He's gold, which is fantastic, because a lot of these figures are coming through like more to the silver, and it's nice to see a gold C-3PO. And you know, beyond the mess up with the color of the backer and the name pill, I think the figure itself looks fantastic. Of course, like all of them, they're all unpunched, and I know it's just a little off the edge of the camera, but you can kind of see it is unpunched. So let's bring him and slide him in. Now let's bring in his counterpart, R2-D2, the Astromeac Droid. And he looks great. The vac metal looks great on the dome. They did a nice job with it. He's got the sticker on the barrel of the droid. The legs look similar. There's a screw in the bottom holding him together. I would say it looks pretty good. They get the light blue name pill and the light blue backer. I think that's right on. And I think this is a great version to complement your C-3PO figure. So let's slide him in place. Now, last but certainly not least, of course, yeah, Doug, you're going to save the Jawa for last. But you know something? I haven't saved the best for last because something seems a bit off with the cape on this figure. I don't know if the pattern that they have for the cape is off. I mean, the cloth seems correct, but just the detailing in the cape looks a bit off, and his eyes look a little bit weird as well. You know, he comes with his signature ion blaster, and geez, what a surprise. I have a Jawa to bring in to compare. Now, this is an original Jawa on an original card back, and you can see if you put them side by side, I mean, everything on the retro collection is a lot more bright and vibrant, and these are a little bit more on the dull side, but I mean, this is a 40-year-old figure. But the you know, the image is good. The Star Wars logo. He's, you know, the Jawa is on a yellow name pill and the yellow backer. That looks great. And you got the Kenner logo here. And of course, if we flip this over, I think I'm just showing off because I've got this unpunched Jawa figure, and it's got the proof of purchase still intact. So, you know, this is one of my grails right here. And I love having an original Jawa on an original card back. Now, spoiler here. This bubble isn't real. The card is real. It's original. It's unpunched. The figure, original. The gun, original. But this bubble is a repro. I got this card back, and the bubble was missing, so I recarded him. But, yeah, there you have it. So, again, something just a little off within the eyes and within the cape. But obviously, it's a Jawa figure, so I'm never going to knock that down. So I'm thrilled to have a carded Jawa figure in my collection. Big surprise there, right? So there's your line of Wave 2 of the Retro Collection line of figures. And it was a lot of fun sharing these figures with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review and unboxing of the second wave of the New Hope Retro Collection line of figures. Still a tongue twister to kind of say all that. It just doesn't flow. You know, sometimes you say vintage collection this, Kenner that, and it just flows right off the tongue. For some reason, I had to do several takes of this because it just never wanted to flow out of my mouth, you know, correctly, or at least easily. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was nice to get all those figures. So it's good to have the original 12 in the Retro Collection line. There's a little bit of inaccuracies with a couple of them. Obviously, the Tuscan looked a little bit odd, as we spoke of. And, you know, the Jawa was a little bit weird within the cape, and you know I'm such a Jawa fan, so you know you have to nail the Jawa, or I'm gonna kind of tweak, you know, I'm gonna kind of critique it. So, but it was cool to get it, and it was nice that they did the two droids, because obviously the VAC metal has proven to be kind of a problem with Hasbro, and don't know why. I mean, if you could do it in 78, why can't you do it in, you know, 2024, 2022, whenever this set came out? And I think it was 2022. So, but no, it was nice to see that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are going to move on, though. We're going to start to wrap things up. Before we do so, though, I'd like to thank everybody for the continued support of my humble little All Things Star Wars Considered YouTube channel. Obviously, I've been picking subscribers up left and right, and for that, I am thankful. I'm appreciative. So if you've just subscribed, welcome aboard. I hope you're going to enjoy your stay here. Ask some of my other subscribers. They'll tell you it's a lot of fun, and, you know, I just hope you enjoy your stay. So, but if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, I ask you, please hit the subscribe button so I can continue to bring you that valuable Star Wars content we've all come to know and love. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. You know that helps the channel as well. If you have a question, a comment, like to weigh in on the Retro Collection line of figures, please leave it in the comment section, and you know I'll get back to each and every one of you. I'd like to remind everybody to have a great day. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you on the next video. And as always, may the Force be with you. And what? Take it away, Cregan.